Joining us now is Amr ElRawi, a CEO of Game Changers from London. Welcome, sir, and thank you for joining us this evening, and hope you're enjoying the tournament so far.
Thank you, Raham. It's a great pleasure to be with you today.
Our pleasure's ours. Let's start off by asking you about the World Cup that has become more than just a football tournament. In this day and age, it has also become one of the world's biggest creator economy events. How do you see that?
For sure, you've just mentioned it. Today, we're not just talking about the goals and the matches and the match results. We're actually talking about money, mobile videos, social media, and the new power brokers of the football culture. The 2026 FIFA World Cup in North America is set to become the most commercially valuable sporting event in history, with a projected revenue around $10.9 billion. This is around 56% higher than Qatar in 2022. But the real story isn't just how bigger the stadiums are or how more sponsors. It is actually the mix of what, as you mentioned, the creator economy, the influencer marketing, and the AI-powered fan experience. So for the first time, we're seeing matches are watched around on TikTok, in YouTube, Instagram, fan zones, and this is as valuable as the actually what's happening on the pitch itself.
Well, what you're saying there is also what Goldman Sachs is saying at the moment. They're expecting that the creator economy will reach about $470 billion by next year. So given the large number, how important are these global sporting events in driving the growth of the creator economy?
It's very important. As I mentioned, for the World Cup, we are looking at world records in every single area. So the broadcasting rights are going to be exceeding $4.2 billion. The sponsorship revenue, we're talking around $2.8 billion, and the match hospitality at around $3 billion, but which is again triple Qatar level. But that jump and an increase is not only through the traditional broadcasting and the traditional media. The biggest value is coming from the impression, the social clips, the creator economy, and the conversation that's happening in social media. So during just the first week of the tournament, one of the AI-driven social intelligence reports recorded around 9.4 billion impressions and 1.4 billion engagement. We haven't seen something like this before. We're talking about engagement across 25 platforms.
Yes.
And again, that makes the World Cup the biggest and the most socially engaging sporting event in the history. But this is all well and good. The creator economy and the influencer marketing creates awareness. The question is, how could you turn that awareness into monetization and real value?
Well, now brands are increasingly shifting their market budgets from the traditional, media, television, advertising to these digital creators and influencers. Why do you think there's a change or a shift towards these creators? And also, you mentioned a number of times here that there's a difference between the 2022 World Cup and what we see today when it comes to this influencer economy. Why the shift?
I mean, the shift is very logically due to consumer behaviors, right? We're seeing younger generation are much more right now interested on second screen experience. That's one element. So consumer behavior is a very important factor. The second important factor, the current TV broadcasting, the traditional TV broadcasting are not fulfilling the needs of the personalization, the interactivity that you see on the social media and the digital marketing and fan experience platforms.
So this is why you think there's a shift when it comes to advertising towards social media rather than traditional TV?
100%. I mean, the traditional broadcast has not been disrupted for a long while, and now we are seeing more signs for that disruption to happen. We are, as I mentioned before, what we're seeing in terms of the influencer marketing and the creator economy is the tip of the iceberg. Underneath that, there is a big and important element of data, technology, and AI that is very important to move that awareness and interest of the fans into personalized experience, into revenue, into sustainable commercial engagement that for the right holders and for the sponsors to be able to monetize our awareness. So
So,
yeah, sorry, go on.
so would you say that, given what you're just saying right there, that creators are somehow able to influence the decisions of fans in these big sporting events on what to purchase and what not to, what to support and what not to?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, as you've mentioned it before, a lot of the sponsors are moving away from just spending on the becoming the key sponsor and traditional broadcast feeds into reaching out to influencers and content creators in order to ensure that their message and their brand reach out to the younger audience. So that's absolutely right.
One interesting thing here also is that creators aren't just, the average Joe. Footballers today are also content creators with massive followings and massive audiences. How has social media changed the commercial value of athletes, and what does this mean for the average person and even the athlete themselves? Does this make bank for them?
Absolutely. You're talking about one of the key trends here, Reham, which is what we have seen in the past few years, that the athletes themselves become brands in their own. If you think about the biggest athletes between Mo Salah, Muhammad Salah, if we say Muhammad Salah, Ronaldo, should we say Messi now? Let's say Messi and Neymar.
Big size, yes.
Exactly. So the size of their audience exceeds the biggest brands in the world and the biggest leagues. They exceed the FIFA followers, they exceed the NBA followers, they exceed the Premier League followers. So they are their own brands and they have a voice. And we have seen the impact of what's happening in the Egypt-Argentinian game in terms of the buzz that happened around the social media and the social sharing of all that content. So yes, you're absolutely right. The athletes themselves become their own brands. I will go back again to the same point that I was referring earlier. This is all well and good. Sponsors and brands should not only be counting likes, comments, and engagement. They should be thinking about sign-ups, registration, knowing who their audience are by gathering the data and being able to push that awareness into the bottom of the funnel in order to generate revenue from that engagement and awareness that is being created.
Well, part of the buzz that you were just talking about there is the emergence of the use of AI-generated creators. How do you see these artificial intelligence pages becoming meaningful? Are they going to be important when it comes to sports marketing, for instance, or influencing the audiences? Or do you think that the average person is probably going to look for a more authentic human voice when it comes to especially sports content?
In actual reality, both, Rihan, because what you've just mentioned, that the last sentence about the authenticity is really important. We cannot expect AI to be replacing all the narrative. We need that authenticity. But where the AI and data and analytics will going to be coming very important and really crucial is the scale, is the personalization, being able to tailor the experiences to different people based on their need and based on their behavior and based on their usage. We have different layers of fandom. For many, many years, many people were thinking about the football fans are the people that sits behind the goal, or in Ahl and Zamalek, who sits behind the goal, at the hardcore fans. But no, what we have seen in the World Cup here, and specifically in Egypt, we've seen different layers of fans who were going to turn on the TV just for the major occasions. We have seen younger generation. We have seen females. We have seen families. Everyone is interested. The whole idea is how you use the power of data and analytics in order to analyze the behaviors, in order to segment your audience, in order to deliver an experience that is relevant to every single audience. And this is where the AI and data and analytics and fan experience technology is become really cornerstone in what you deliver in terms of experiences.
Well, thank you so much, but unfortunately we're out of time. From London, that was Amr ElRawy, CEO of the Game Changers. Thank you for your insights and thank you for joining us this evening.